Good evening, guys, and happy Thursday to all of your sunshiny faces. So guys, I do not have a grocery haul for you guys today, although I told you guys how we're trying to get to the grocery stores earlier in the week and everything. It did not end up working out today to be able to go. So it was kind of a combination of a whole bunch of stuff that ended up happening. Jack actually wasn't feeling good. He wasn't feeling good yesterday. And so today, though, he had to get up at like, I don't know, 4 o'clock or something like that to go to, like, they are doing like a, like, American government, like, simulation thing or something like that. Or they're like a step closer to it. I don't know. They had to come in for like the like class hour period, whatever, for like I don't know, they had to pick something or something like that. And so which is really weird because our school, and when I was in school, we never had to do that. I don't think Matthew had to do that either. Like, that's really weird. But like I said, for whatever reason, Jack had to go to like their like, you know, the like not first, like the pre-period for the day. So anyways, he ended up going there, and then he was not feeling good. Again, he hadn't been feeling good really since yesterday. So he was originally, I thought, was going to come home like from school, but he didn't. He ended up staying. So I was like, okay, well, I was thinking then that he was staying for weightlifting too. He wasn't. So I ended up making the freezer dinners around 2:30 or so. Jack gets out of school at 3, but if he goes for weightlifting, he doesn't get back till 4. So I was like, that's perfect time. I can squeeze that in there, you know, get that stuff, you know, all taken care of, and then we'll go to Meyer afterwards. Well, my dad gets back from picking Jack up at 3 o'clock, and I heard my dad outside. He was like, sounded like he was like putting salt down because it's like sleeting outside. Our local police department even posted a thing that was like, you know, driving conditions are going to be rough, all this kind of stuff. And so my dad, I heard him outside. I never actually heard him leave to go and pick Jack up, which, like I said, I thought he was doing at like 4 o'clock when he was staying for weightlifting. I had no clue he was coming home earlier. So I only gave myself about 30 minutes, but I thought I gave myself an hour and a half to finish all the freezer dinners, which I finished before 4 o'clock, so we would have been fine to have gone. So like I said, I was assuming that Jack was staying there, and again, I never heard from anybody else that he wasn't, or that he was getting picked up early. You know, not early, but just earlier than he wasn't staying for weightlifting. So like I said, I heard my dad like taking the garbage outside and, you know, stuff. And so, but earlier today, my mom had her, like her procedure done. And for the most part, like everything went pretty well. She's doing, you know, like, you know, fairly good. It wasn't, I guess, as bad as she thought it was gonna be, like at the get-go, but she's kind of having more like lingering discomfort, like after, I guess, sort of. I don't really know. But all I know is that she's not feeling the greatest right now. Whereas like when she first got home, like she was feeling okay. But again, it's just kind of been not as fun. So, anyways, she ended up, like I said, ended up doing good, you know, for the most part with that. But my dad was home so that, again, he could drive her and everything. So, she ended up, you know, like, they ended up coming home. My dad was home for a little while, but it was kind of like too late that we couldn't really go to the grocery store in between like Jack getting picked up and us going. So like I said, when I knew like, okay, we're not going to go until after Jack, I was like, I'll make those freezer dinners. So I ended up doing that. I ended up making 2 taco bake freezer dinners, 1 sloppy joe's, because I had a can of sloppy joe's in the pantry. I came up with the taco bake, actually. It was loosely based off a recipe I found online, but I had pretty much all the ingredients that were in the pantry, so I was like, hey, this works out really well. So like I said, that's nice. I love it when I don't have to plan things around like going to the grocery store. I love it when I get to just go into my pantry and and go through this stuff and then be like, oh yeah, we have this, we have that from this recipe, you know, all that kind of stuff. So anyways, we ended up, I made that, plus I froze the two freezer dinners of, like, I'm gonna do probably pot roast or something like that with the one. I froze one of the other, like it's a Boston roast for my mom, like 1.5 pounds or close to it, one for each of us, and then I also froze 3 pounds of ground beef for her. So anyways, I ended up making the taco bake though, and again, my dad comes home with Jack and he's like, no, we were still planning on going to the grocery store like right now, and I was like, I had no clue, like I was making making the freezer dinners, because again, I wanted to get that out of the way before we went to Meijer. Well, my dad comes home too, and he's like, it's sleeting really bad. The streets apparently were pretty slippery outside too. And so he was like, I want to go now because it's only supposed to get worse. And I was looking now, it's like full on snowing, and like I can't see the street. Like that's like there's snow in the street, and I don't know if it hasn't been plowed or like what it is, but there is a huge ton of snow. Like, you know, it's coming down fast enough, I think, because I hear the plows, but I think it's just coming down too fast right now that like they can't clear the stuff, you know, enough in time. So you know, again, the roads are look pretty bad right now, but earlier it was really slick out, and again, because it was sleeting and all this kind of stuff. So my dad was like, if we go, I wanted to go now and not again wait super late into, you know, again, I was gonna finish up at 4 o'clock, which was when we were originally gonna go, but then again, we didn't really consider the road conditions. So all in all, we didn't end up going to Meijer or Tony's and Caputo's, because I told you guys it was going to depend one or the other we were going to go to. And, you know, they're not just right down the street. So we, you know, it's a little bit of a drive. And again, too, the conditions are not conducive to going, you know, pretty far distance. At least they weren't so much earlier. So anyways, we ended up, you know, deciding not to do that. Well, I had some of that leftover taco bake. I had, actually probably it was closer, what I ended up using was probably closer to like 3 batches instead of just the 2 that I ended up making. So I ended up taking a little bit of what was left over and ended up doing it over pasta, because that's kind of how you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do with like egg noodles. I didn't have any egg noodles, so I just ended up doing it with like some leftover elbow macaroni that I had. So I just kind of turned it into like a taco pasta bake kind of thing, which my dad was actually the only one that ended up having any, and he said it was really good because again, Jack is not feeling so well, and my mom wasn't feeling that great either. So so far there's, you know, of the 4 people in the house, there's 2 of them are down, and then Matthew also ended up hurting himself while he was at school yesterday or something like that, and so he is also like not feeling very good. So right now it is just me and my dad that are, again, like Matthew's not here, but you know, he originally, my mom was trying to figure out too, because my dad has to go to work, and he has to work out of state tomorrow, I think, and so my mom, though, she can't drive right now after this, and so Jack, he is sick. My mom was trying to take him to the doctor, but Matthew, she asked Matthew if he could come back, and Matthew, again, he can't drive now. He ended up, I think, hurting his foot or something like that, and so he can't drive right now. So, like I said, it's down to just me and my dad, and so tomorrow, my dad, what's going to happen is he is most likely going to wind up going to Tony's and Caputo's himself on his way home, because he's going to be coming past them anyway. So I only have a couple things at each store, like definitely under 10 items per store. So I ended up just writing him out the list so that he can go tomorrow. I gave him like my phone number so he can use that at Tony's, and then also to the app, like the code like that you can scan at Caputo, so that he can use that at checkout. So like I said, I am hoping he, for the most part, should be probably fine with it, I'm assuming. And there's not really too much. I think it's only like a $1 coupon at Caputo's, and there's a two $1 coupons, I think, at Tony's that I was going to use. Everything else is just based on the sale price, so as long as he's just kind of picking up the right thing, and I made sure to write down like the ounce size and everything like that, so he can just double check that. But those 2 stores he's going to do on his own. Then when he gets back, we're going to try and go to Meijer so that he can hopefully take Jack to the doctor on Saturday to, you know, get him all checked out as well. So, like I said, there's a huge kind of a lot of stuff right now that is just a lot of moving pieces that's going on. And like I said, unfortunate, you know, like I said, Jack getting sick, Matthew hurting himself, my mom, again, too, with her planned procedure. But, you know, again, there's just a lot that, you know, like I said, that's just going on. And on top of that too, like my dad, he'll be home though earlier tomorrow, so it will work out better again that he ends up going. But like I said, I had no clue that Jack wasn't staying for lifting today. I assumed if he was going to school and staying through the whole day, he'd be staying for lifting too, but he is just not feeling good, so he ended up coming home. And then you know, like I said, I was like, oh, this is perfect time, I can just squeeze in, you know, making these freezer dinners real quick, because I was like, it takes me maybe like 20 minutes at most to like brown the ground beef and let it cool, you know, afterwards and stuff like that. I was like, I got plenty of time. Thinking like an hour and a half. But yeah, no, it didn't turn into that. It ended up being a little bit later. So, and then to the driving conditions. So I'm assuming that most likely driving conditions should be better by tomorrow, because by Saturday it's supposed to be back into like the 50s. So whatever snow we are getting right now is supposed to be like gone. But I think that today was supposed to be really cold. I want to say tomorrow is supposed to get like mid 50s or mid 40s maybe, or lower to mid 40s. I think then Saturday is supposed to be almost 50 degrees, and then Sunday I think is also supposed to be like mid to lower 40s, and then I think it's supposed to kind of like get colder and then warmer again and stuff like that, and just kind of keep fluctuating. But we just again had a handful of things come up today, kind of, and you know, like yesterday even too, like there wasn't a good time when we were going to be able to go to the grocery stores today, and you know, like earlier in the day too, and with my mom's procedure today and stuff like that. So there was just a handful of things, you know, like I said, all stuff that was going on that just didn't end up working into plans for today. So again, I think that tomorrow everything should hopefully work out, and if a worst case scenario, we can potentially go on Saturday to the stores or something along those lines. But I'm actually thinking I kind of want to change the stores and to go to the like Jewel and Aldi on Saturday instead, only because I do have I wanted to grill, and I wanted to get some hamburger buns to do that, and so I need to pick those up, I think at Jewel, or I might have stopped at Walmart, or not Jewel, at Aldi, or I might stop at Walmart too, because I have one or two other things I have to get there because I'm out of coffee creamer. So again, I'm not entirely sure, but as of right now, like I said, we have got to figure out a little bit, but I think that we have mostly everything planned out for right now. But since I had so much time after, and I didn't have any grocery lists to work on or anything like that, I actually ended up editing 5 vlogs for today. I had 3 that were edited already, and I uploaded 2 of those, so I've got currently 6 that are waiting to go to get uploaded, so I can get like the whole weekend done ahead of time, and have them all scheduled out, which would be really nice. So I'm hoping to get some more of that done tomorrow as well. But like I said, it was unfortunate we couldn't get to the grocery store today. That's why I don't have a haul for you guys. But like I said, there's just a lot of things that were kind of going on right now, and like I said too, it's, you know, like Jack can't help really my mom right now, because again, like, he's not feeling good. My mom can't really take care of Jack either, because she can't really like get up and do a whole ton of stuff. So like, I was trying to help him get medicine, and you know, just freezy pops. I found freezy pops for him, you know, that kind of thing. So like I said, I'm just trying to help him feel a little bit better too. But you know, so again, and my dad has got a lot of stuff going on because he was kind of all over the place today, and then again tomorrow he's gonna be, you know, working pretty far away. So again, there's a lot of stuff that, you know, it's unfortunate it got all kind of squeezed into this last end of the week, and we could have tried to have gone earlier, but again too, there wasn't really a time to have been able to go earlier. Like, we were planning on doing Meyer even possibly yesterday, but it didn't end up kind of all working out too, almost a little bit for some of the same reasons today. You know, the stuff that was going on yesterday and things, and so again, we just trying to, again, I think that if we try and do the Meyer like on Monday like we were thinking of, this might hopefully help avoid some of the problems in the future of like everything now getting crammed into the last like a day or two on the weekend. And it's unfortunate too, because like my dad, you know, he is like, I really want like one day on the weekend where we're not, you know, like going out places or, you know, doing anything, like he can just get some home stuff done, and we're not really going to be able to possibly do that this weekend unless we cram a whole ton into Friday or a whole ton into Saturday or whatever. But we'll see. I will let you guys know. I'll keep you guys all updated. I'll let you guys know how my dad does at the grocery stores by himself tomorrow at Tony's and Caputo's, which I always think is kind of fun. Like, it's, you know, because my dad used to, it's funny, he used to be the couponer before I was, and so now it's just like I've taken over, and he is just kind of like, oh yeah, like I'll just help out kind of thing, and like he kind of knows a little of what's going on, but you know, for the most part, he kind of just lets me handle handle it. And now, like, every once in a while when it does come down to it where my dad's like, I'll just go, you know, by myself or whatever and go and do the couponing deal or, you know, whatever it might be. Like, that happened a lot during like lockdown. My dad was really the only one that was leaving for work, and so he was the one that was always going to the grocery store, and like, you know, he'd be like, oh, I found this deal, or I found this, or, you know, whatever. And so he was kind of relaying some of the stuff back, you know, like during that time. And so that's why it was kind of a very unique experience, especially for me, kind of being out of control of not having a lot of you know, like couponing deals going on, or, you know, that kind of thing, and having my dad just kind of handle all that grocery shopping was, you know, like I said, a very unique experience. But, you know, again, tomorrow that'll kind of be the same thing. So, but I will be at Meijer because there's a couple things that I do need to, there's at least one thing that I need to pick out and get myself, and so I'll share that with you guys tomorrow. But hopefully if I can find it and get it and everything. But the other two stores, like I said, if he can't, like, and I told him too, it's like, you can FaceTime me if you need to, like, I can help you, like, you know, oh, this is probably over in this section or whatever, yes, that's the right item, or, you know, whatever it is. But again, they're very short lists. Like I said, it's like less than 10 items, between like 5 to 10 at each store. So, and like at Caputo's, I think it's all produce but eggs, they have eggs on sale. And then at Tony's, there's like a couple produce things, I think frozen pizza, maybe one other like snack thing or something, and then the deli meat. So I was like, there's really not that much going on there either, because they're kind of dwindling down their what's it called, their like a grand opening sale, so there's not as much stuff going on. So anyway, so I'll have that hopefully to share with you guys tomorrow. But if you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.